Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining. I think we begin right now. So allow me to share my screen. Okay, so thank you so much for joining this session. I'll be your host. I am Ivy Macharia and I am a co-founder at Geek-Ssters as well as the programs manager. I'm also a GMI mentee student. So this is really exciting for me. I'll start by introducing my fellow co-founders at Geek-Ssters and the Audacious who've made it possible for this session to happen, and then we'll dive right into our guest speaker. Um, Jean and Monica.
Hey there, my name is Monica Wamohu. I am the co-founder of Geek-Ssters, one of three. Thank you so much, Ivy, for this opportunity. I am a software engineer and a final year student at Multimedia University of Kenya pursuing software engineering. And I'm glad to be part of this conversation today. And thank you guys for joining the meeting on time. I can't wait to hear what our amazing panelists have for us this evening. I'd also like to urge all of you to stick around up to the end of the session. We're going to be playing a game, a Kahoot game, with cash prizes. So stick around up to the end. Thank you. Over to Jean.
Hi everyone, my name is Jean Kidimo. I am also a co-founder of Geek-Ssters and a final year software engineering student at Multimedia University. I am also a GMI mentee, so I can attest that it works. And I'm so glad all of you have been able to join, and I hope you leave here with something. Back to you, Ivy.
Okay, thank you so much. So I think it's okay now if we'll dive right into the session. I hope you guys can hear me clearly. Some reactions on the chat. Okay, thank you. So we'll begin by introducing our speaker for today, Christine Loredo. She's the director of programs at Director of Global Youth Programs at GMI. That is Global Mentorship Initiative. She is an equity-focused nonprofit leader with over 20 years of success in strategy, marketing, and fundraising. Um, she has driven impact in healthcare, education, and economic opportunity, and now brings her purpose-driven leadership to GMI. Welcome so much, Christine. You can just introduce yourself.
Yes. Thank you so much for that introduction, Ivy. I really appreciate it. And please pardon my pronunciation, Jambo, and Habari's Gioni. Thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this event. As Ivy said, I am a new staff member at Global Mentorship Initiative. I am the Director of Global Youth Programs and Marketing Strategy. And I am excited to share this space with two GMI graduates. You have a firsthand experience with the GMI mentorship that I do not have. So you are able to bring in a perspective that I hope will add a lot of value for everyone who is here to learn more about the program. I can share a little bit about how I got to where I am in my career. First off, I just want to say that, I've experienced immense privilege in my life to even be in a position to share my story with all of you. I was actually born in Manila, in the Philippines, to a middle-class family, and my family immigrated to the United States when I was about 11 years old in the 1980s. My family settled in the area of Queens, New York. For those of you who are unfamiliar with that area, it's actually one of the most culturally diverse, ethnically and linguistically diverse areas in the world. So immigrating at the age that I did meant that I was able to experience life both as a cultural insider and a cultural outsider. And then growing up in New York, I was able to navigate many spaces in which I experienced what it was like to be a cultural insider and a cultural outsider, sometimes in the same, even in the same day. So I was able to meet and learn from people from diverse backgrounds, and these experiences shaped the way I viewed the world and how I approach my work, where I am often challenged to identify, name, and solve for belonging and inclusion. What that means is that as a cultural insider, how can I make information and systems more accessible to the people who I want to reach and who need my services? Also, as a cultural outsider, how can I work with others to dismantle the systems, the systemic barriers that keep out certain groups and prevent genuine inclusion? So as I was growing up, my parents were, mostly focused on making sure that their kids were provided for and cared for. And they were also navigating an unfamiliar culture as experiencing what it was like to be a racial minority for the first time, and also trying to help their children adjust to a new culture. When I attended college, I was unaware of the resources that were available for students who, did not already have connections to white collar professionals and in the business world. So I had no idea how to get a job and ended up doing what many young people do, and that is to respond to as many job openings as I could and send out a lot of resumes and a lot of cover letters. I was lucky to secure a role with an American NGO that worked on reproductive health research and public policy. And that experience opened my eyes to the possibility that I could do fulfilling and meaningful work while being able to support myself and build a future. So I've gone on to serve in a number of different social change and social service organizations and continue to work in this sector because of the people that I meet. I get a lot of energy from working with people who are equally passionate as me regarding a cause that we care about. And additionally, for self-starters like me, nonprofit organizations and NGOs, with its myriad of challenges and resource constraints, can provide a lot of opportunities to learn new skills and also stretch our creativity and step into leadership. So that's a little bit about me. Um, I also want to share that for Global Mentorship Initiative, our founder, who had spent much time working with young people and with students and universities and businesses across the world, recognized that there were a lot of job openings available to qualified candidates. However, a lot of candidates lacked in a certain set of skills that made them very, made them very attractive to potential employers. And these were skills that are not necessarily covered in, say, an academic curriculum. So Global Mentorship was created to fill that gap between a student's graduation and also their securing their first career job. And I can talk a little bit more about what the mentorship includes and how that is set up to help students. But I'm not sure if there are questions that will specifically ask about that later.
Thank you so much. There will be questions that will ask about the whole experience. Um, but thank you so much for that introduction. I think we've learned a lot, and the pronunciation was actually really, really good. So I think that you've answered here. I'd like to introduce our two panelists. They're also GMI mentees and my friends, Sandra and Abigail. I think we'll start with Sandra. She can introduce herself and then answer how fast she heard about GMI and her motivation to apply. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Sandra Bakhita. I am a graduate geologist but also a trained data scientist, and I first heard about GMI from my school, from the University of Nairobi. So the careers network usually posts about helpful programs to the students, and so when I had just finished, just before graduation, they posted about GMI, and it aligned with what I wanted at the time, of course, which was looking for internships and jobs. And how it was also marketed was for recent graduates, and I liked the idea of mentorship, and so I applied. Yeah.
Thank you. Abigail?
Hi everyone, I hope I'm audible. My name is Abigail Ndegwa. I'm a co-founder at Audacious, and I'm also a fourth year student at KCA University pursuing software development. So regarding the first question, how fast I heard about GMI, I was doing a short course. I don't know if you've heard of AWS Restart. And in one of the sessions, they normally have an extra session where they tell you about life after the program. And in one of those sessions, one of the mentors from GMI was the one hosting, and he happened to mention the importance of having formal mentorship, and he mentioned GMI. I also had it from Ivy, who is hosting the session. So when I heard about it from the two sources, I was encouraged to apply to GMI. Yes.
Thank you. So I think we can like attest that GMI is here. Given that Sandra had it from UON, that is University of Nairobi, and Abigail had it from the Restart program, which is quite popular here, the AWS Restart program. So having had that background, that foundation, we can now go to the program experience and impact, where we're going to ask Christine, what do you think makes GMI mentorship truly unique or impactful for young students or young professionals compared to like the old type of mentorship, maybe called emailing, yeah, and all that?
Hi, Ivy and everyone. Thank you for this question. There are a couple of features of the GMI mentorship that I want to share with you all. And first off, our founder, John Browning, had experienced mentorship, both as formal mentorship opportunities through his workplace, both as a mentee and both as a mentor. And one of the things that he found lacking in those experiences, or the fact that without a structured format for the mentorship, oftentimes the experience could be less than satisfying for both participants. So we created Global Mentorship Initiative's mentorship with a specific structure in mind and a specific set of goals that we would like students to be able to achieve during the course of their mentorship. Some of the key features that I think sets GMI apart from other types of mentorships. Number one, it does happen 100% online through video calls. So people around the world are able to participate. People from countries can, students from many different countries can be matched with a mentor that is not even in their home country. They could be from anywhere around the world. Secondly, that structure that I talked about earlier is shared out over the course of 12 sessions. Now, those 12 sessions have specific topics that they cover. However, one of the things that is also a unique feature of GMI is that those sessions can be flexible. And Abigail and Sandra can probably attest to this, but there's a general topic that is covered in the mentorship, but once that mentee and that mentor are in conversation with each other, what they can discuss and what ends up getting covered can really vary from person to person. So we provide a structure, but really allow for flexibility, because we recognize that, two individuals are, unique, and each mentorship partnership is going to be unique. So the ability, having that ability to interact with each other in real time means that a student can, get real-time feedback on not only the questions that they may have had going into the session, but also the questions that come up during the course of that hour-long session. So those are kind of the unique things that GMI offers. Also, another thing that I want to make sure that people understand about GMI's mentorship is that it really focuses on what I believe to be our two key features that are so important when it comes to the job search, and that is connection and preparation. The mentorship goes over how a student can create a professional presence on a platform like LinkedIn, and also build out a community of business contacts, or people in their network who they can learn from and lean on, and have support around them during a time when they're looking for their jobs. And the other feature, preparation, that is, so many of the sessions that students experience in the mentorship cover what you will need to do in order to prepare to be noticed and seen by job recruiters, to show up as your best authentic self during a job interview, and also how you can perform and perform in the best way possible during that first career job of yours.
Yeah, thank you. I think we can, as also a GMI mentor, so I'm just nodding. I'm like, yes. We're going to move to Sandra and Abigail, but we're going to start with Sandra. What was the most transformative moment in your GMI mentorship experience? And I don't know if you're open to share like your whole experience, how it has been, maybe who your mentor is, if that's okay. But yeah, Abigail.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I'm not sure whether I can share who my mentor is or where my mentor works. But yeah, so my mentor is called Vitor. He's from Brazil, and he works for this company called Baker Hughes. So it is a very global connection. And my most transformative moment was throughout the mentorship, as we built the rapport, as my mentor got to understand my career goals and what I expected from the program. So he connected me to a contact at their Nairobi office, and I got to go in and meet this person and have a coffee chat, as I'd like to say. And so I got a contact who I could continue networking with locally. And but my GMI experience was really good. At first I didn't expect to be connected to someone who was related to my field, because my field is very niche. At the time, I hadn't done data science. I had just finished geology. So it's very niche. I expected people from business, tech, but they connected me to someone who was a drilling engineer, which was right in my field. So if you're not a techie, you're still welcome to GMI. Yeah. And so those, I can also dive into the second question. I can see those are some of my expectations, and they were superseded by GMI. My mentor worked with me throughout the 12 weeks and still continues to work with me right now. We meet every month now. We stopped meeting every week. We meet every month to catch up. He was very helpful throughout all the applications that I was making at the time. He was very willing to help to review my CVs, review my cover letters, send any opportunities he had my way, and also help me build my career goals and think in a different direction. But most of all, it gave me a global perspective. It made me start thinking globally, like what's out there away from Kenya. And yeah, so that was, in short, that was my GMI mentorship experience. At first, I didn't think I just thought it was a curriculum, but it was really more than that. I got to get a mentor and build a really good rapport. Yeah.
That's amazing. Abigail?
I think I'll also combine the two questions and answer them as one. So my most transformative moment in GMI has to be when I started shifting my mindset from being a perfectionist to prioritizing progress and continuous growth. And my mentor had a slogan, or has a slogan, and it says, "Don't be a know-it-all, be a learn-it-all." So when I started incorporating that slogan into my day-to-day lives, I became more comfortable to focus on the progress that I'm making and ensuring that I don't stagnate. That was the main essence of it, yes. And then my GMI experience has been amazing. I have recently finished my 12 weeks. Unfortunately, I'm not able to share who my mentor is, but he was from Australia, and he was very encouraging. And the thing about this mentorship is you go in expecting to just get career advice and maybe have a few check-in sessions, but at the end of it all, you end up forming a genuine relationship with your mentor that is built on respect, trust, and then it also makes you more accountable to you have to show up, you have to ensure that you are attending the sessions, and yeah, you benefit from it when you do that. Yeah, so my mentorship experience has been amazing. He has also been connecting me for when he comes across different internship opportunities. He always makes sure that he sends the opportunities so that I can apply. If I need a reference, he's always willing to give me references for the different opportunities that I'm applying for. So yeah, it has been an amazing experience and full of insights. Yeah.
That's really great. That's really amazing. I think what we're getting from this is that it's an overall of a positive. It's just a positive experience for everyone. So, I think now I'll move to practical benefits. So, I think for these questions, I'd like to ask not Abigail and Sandra, but I'd like to ask maybe Monica and Jean, since we're all GMI mentees. I'd like to ask, how has the mentorship shaped your career goals, your mindset, or confidence, and other specific tools or insight that you've gained or that you're still gaining during the sessions that you still use today? Monica?
Oh, thank you, Ivy. Hi again, guys. My name is Monica. I'm also currently a GMI mentee, but in my last sessions of the mentorship, and I can only honestly say it's been a really eye-opening experience because every mentor that we get matched with are experts in sort of what they do, and we are glad that they are sharing these insights with us. So how has my mentorship shaped my career goals, my mindset, or my confidence? So the mentorship through GMI has honestly been a game changer for me because I didn't have a clear direction, especially in my field in tech, which is very broad. I didn't have a clear direction as to what particular area I wanted to specialize in. And it sort of felt like a therapy of sorts, sorry to say, where my mentor helped me find direction, realize what it is I truly want and what it is in my field that I truly enjoy. And we were able to create a career plan around that. And it's a career plan that I am using to date. It's a career plan that I'm using to date. Also, GMI provides so many materials on how to create these kind of things. Yeah, so shaping my career goals, I feel like right now I have clarity as to what I want to pursue now that I'm almost clearing school, and having that is actually very valuable rather than getting into the workforce and you're still confused. You don't know if you want to be a cybersecurity something, or you want to be a UI UX designer, or you want to be a software engineer, or you don't really like coding, you want to be maybe a product manager. It's good to know, especially when you're almost getting into the workforce. So that has been eye-opening on my end. Yeah.
Amazing. Jean?
Yeah, similar to Monica, when I started doing GMI, I also didn't know the direction I was going. Did I want to do my master's when immediately I finished? Did I want to be employed? Did I want to venture out and start my own company? So I was, for lack of a better word, directionless at the start. But I'm also in the closing stages of my mentorship sessions. But yeah, so far it's been an eye opener. It's helped me narrow down my options. It's made me realize I need to be grounded and sure in what I'm doing instead of just everywhere, like wanting to try everything. There's something my mentor, okay, it was in like the LinkedIn session, but it's something I've used from then. She said I need to find what drives me and use that to shape my life forward. So once you find what drives you, what is your major career or life goal, and use that to drive yourself forward, it helps narrow your it helps you narrow down your career, which honestly has helped me. So yeah, any tools I've used, I still use the career plan we made. And yeah, for the short term, long term goals, I keep on updating it as well, even updating my CV. And yeah, any tools, yeah, it'll be those ones that I've used, that I still use to today.
I
Yeah.
forgot to share. Sorry, I forgot to share on the specific skills and tools that I have gained and I still use today. So, as part of being a GMI mentee, I've really benefited in terms of personal branding, especially on LinkedIn. We're able to get a LinkedIn premium voucher that lasts 1 year. So with that, there's so many other features of LinkedIn that you get access to, which now I have access to. I get some sort of assignments from my mentor to go reach out to particular people for reviews, and it's so easy doing that. with the LinkedIn premium version that I have. So in terms of personal branding, I think that's something that will take me a long way from now. Thank you.
That's really cool. I can attest to the LinkedIn version, which is really actually really helpful. You know, once you get to the premium side, like there's no going back. But yeah, it was really amazing. We're actually almost to the finish, but before I'd also like to contribute just a little bit. I'm also part of GMI, and how I found it was a post on LinkedIn. I found a lady who had I think she was celebrating. She had just finished, so I had to dig deep, and I think that for me was an eye opener because now I can share it to other people. Most people get keep, but it's okay to share these opportunities, especially when you know it can help someone else, right? But one thing I've learned is that mentorship is two-way. So as much as we are applying, you get matched to a mentor. GMI does whatever they do, they match you. It is also for you to show up. Whenever you like schedule meetings with your mentor, make sure you're there. At least even 5 minutes before you've set up everything, you're ready to learn. Like show that you're ready to learn and to just be there, be prepared. That's one thing. And also respecting time. I think for me there's one time I genuinely just, you know, sometimes you can have assignments and everything and it just crosses your mind. So once you do that, I think from there I learned how to like keep time and also like apologize if it's genuine. It's not that you're just skipping this session just because you can skip. I think it also makes you learn communication, first of all, soft skills. Yeah. My mentor is an engineer at Google, and I can say she has helped me. I don't know if she's here, but she has helped me a lot in networking. She connected me to product managers. I'm aspiring to be a product manager. So right now she connected me to product managers at Microsoft, at other companies, where I also have like mini sessions with them so I can learn. So that's really cool. I think that's really cool. And yeah, so expanding your network globally, just not in Kenya. Before we go to the questions, you can put your questions on the chat, but this is almost the last slide, I think. But you can ask, like Christine, what advice will you give someone considering to apply? Because I know there's some probably schools that are not part of the list. When I was applying, my university was not there, but how do you go about that? And also some of the misconceptions, and for those who are just entering the workforce, what's like the closing remark of considering mentorship, the program mentorship?
Oh, these are great questions, Ivy. Thank you so much for sharing them. I'm going to add a link to the chat for our application form. As Ivy mentioned, traditionally GMI has worked with different kinds of youth partners, and that includes universities, colleges, as well as youth serving organizations. And we rely on those organizations to help us connect to eligible students who would qualify for the program. The applications are now, we are opening up applications to non-affiliated students. That's our terminology. But basically, if you are attending a school that is not currently affiliated with GMI, we have opened up applications to the program for you. The applications are actually accepted on a rolling basis. So what that means is that people can apply at any time. And that also means that we will typically take about 2 to 3 weeks to review applications and let you know whether or not you have been accepted. Once you have been accepted, we will notify you and instruct you to complete the video orientation. And that orientation takes about 20 minutes to complete. And once you've completed that orientation, you get matched with a mentor, and you and your mentor can start setting up your sessions. As I may have mentioned earlier, there are 12 sessions in the mentorship program. A lot of students choose to schedule their sessions once a week, which means that they are able to complete their entire mentorship in about 3 months. But as I was saying earlier, as much as we have that structure for GMI, we also have that flexibility. So you don't have to stick to that once a week schedule. Though for consistency, I can see why a lot of people choose to do that. So for the link that I provided in the chat also goes over some of the eligibility criteria for the program. The major eligibility that we review is whether or not somebody is close to graduating or have recently graduated from their academic studies and are searching for that first career job. We're also targeting people who are first generation college students, as well as or students who require some sort of financial assistance for their studies. What that means, this is in hopes of reaching those students who otherwise would not have access to mentors to help guide them in their careers. For anyone who is considering applying for GMI, I would say that as so many of the other speakers have already shared, the program not only helps you with the soft skills that make you an attractive job candidate, or really help you have more clear direction in how you approach your career, but it also helps with getting people to think differently, shifting their mindset, maybe to a more global perspective of how they should approach their career or how they should approach the workplace. For some of us, I am certainly guilty of this as well, unlearning perfectionism. So for those of you who are strong in your academics, maybe you got that way because you were pushed really hard to perform well. And that was one of the things that I had to unlearn, is to really lean into approaching how my work as learning opportunities and ways to expand and grow and progress. So some of the highlights that I also want to communicate with folks is that this program is free. So it is free for students and also free for our partners. We work with corporations and funders in order to underwrite the cost of providing this mentorship. So there's no cost to students. And I think for the idea of introducing this program to people who are maybe a few years away from graduating from their studies or recently graduated from their studies is that this program can really give you a competitive advantage. People who complete this program report a increase of confidence in how they view their own career and career aspirations. A lot of them are able to find employment soon after within 6 months of graduating. So I believe that statistic is 74%. And 82% of them say that the GMI program was very important in helping them get hired. As Ivy and some other folks mentioned, the benefits for completing the program also includes that 1 year free subscription to LinkedIn Premium. And I totally get, like, once you have LinkedIn Premium, it's really hard to go back to regular LinkedIn because it unlocks a lot of great tools when it comes to networking and when it comes to job search. But for GMI graduates, they also get access to certain, additional career development tools. For example, we've recently included access to Cisco Networking Academy classes as part of the benefits of the mentorship.
Thank you so much. I think I had seen someone who had hand raised. Was that Kristen Kamau? Okay. Maybe. Okay, you can ask your question now.
Okay. Okay. Okay, let me just start. My name is Kasten Kamau. I'm a 4 student here in Nakuru, and I've had this dream to actually become a software engineer for the longest time, and I saw it best instead of waiting till campus. I start now to shape my future. The earlier, the better. And I've been doing some programming language, which is Python to be specific. Overnight, I'm using Sololand because it's the only platform I can use because it's free. And I was asking if maybe I can also get the mentorship program if it's possible,
Oh,
considering I'm not yet into campus.
oh, I see. So so if I'm understanding your question correctly, you are not currently enrolled in university, but you are a self-learner who has proactively taken it upon himself to learn coding languages. Is that correct?
Yes, I've actually set up a GitHub profile.
Wow. Um, First of all, congratulations. I think a lot of the GMI students who I've talked to, I would describe a lot of them as very resourceful. I think they understand the value of um, taking advantage of any opportunities that again can help them be more competitive in a global job market. I don't know necessarily what the process would be for a student who is not currently enrolled or in university, but I would say please go ahead and send in your application. For those of you who, uh, who've already submitted applications and maybe your application process did not go as smoothly, I will share that. So GMI evaluates application based on whether or not you meet that eligibility criteria. Now, every once in a while, we do get students who, answer the eligibility criteria questions in a way that disqualifies them from the program. However, one of the things that people should note is that if you do get a response saying that you don't quite qualify for the program, please review that email because there is oftentimes an opportunity for you to respond, share more about what your educational situation is like, and then make the case for admittance into the program. I would say for anyone who doesn't follow a traditional academic journey, please still apply. And please know that we are super interested in reaching students who normally would not have the opportunity for sponsorships, for mentorships like this. And we want to make sure that we have a process in place so that so that even though the system may not immediately recognize you as qualified for the program, that we have human beings who are able to review that application and reassess and get you in if appropriate.
Okay. Um, I think there are other questions here. Jennifer is asking, can someone change their mentor?
We do have a process in place for partnerships in which maybe either the student or the mentor, something happens in their life and they're unable to actually meet with each other. Things happen. It's very easy to reach out to our operations teams, let them know what is happening, and they can reassign you to a new mentor if needed.
Okay. I think that one was answered, Jennifer. I think someone's asking here, they just completed high school. Are they eligible to apply? I think that was answered with the question together with Kamau's, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Someone who graduated last year in December still qualify for the mentorship?
Yeah, if you are still searching for your first career job, you would certainly qualify for a mentorship. So please apply.
Okay. Does the mentorship cover all career fields?
It does. So we accept students who are studying many different academic disciplines. We also have mentors who represent many different kinds of roles and many different kinds of companies in many different kinds of fields. We don't always end up matching mentors and students who happen to be in the same field. The idea is that this mentorship teaches soft skills that are applicable to any field that you might be in. Yes.
I think, okay. Lemayan is asking, does the LinkedIn Premium voucher include LinkedIn Learning access?
I'll be honest, I don't know how to answer this question because I am not sure what is all included in that LinkedIn Premium voucher. I think some of the other panelists who have used it a lot more can probably answer this question better than I can.
Yeah, Sandra?
It does. I wanted to say that's one of the benefits. It comes with LinkedIn Learning, the whole LinkedIn Premium package. Yeah. And I also wanted to challenge the software engineer, the one who's aspiring. You can reach out to the software engineers who are here. I'm sure Monica, Ivy, Jean, you can offer mentorship. You can work with him.
Yeah, I think it's full circle. I'm also a software engineer. I think I didn't mention that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can reach out through our email, but you can still apply for the mentorship. Um, uh, do you offer scholarships? Scholarships, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So we are not a scholarship program. However, this mentorship is free.
Okay. That's I don't think there are other questions. I'm a university student. Yes, it's open to university students eligible. Yeah. So I think we're almost done. How do you see the future of mentorship evolving globally? Because I'll be honest, this is really cool. I never thought like I'd have a mentor from, I think she's based like in Europe or Ireland. Yeah, Ireland. I think it was really cool. So what is the future of like mentorship? Yeah.
So one of the things that I want to share with the folks in this call is that Global Mentorship Initiative, the idea for it started in 2019. And we had always intended it to be an online mentorship that connects people across the globe to each other. And in 2020, suddenly that demand for a program like that became really apparent and became really popular. So that's part of the reason why GMI has been able to grow so much in the last 5 years. GMI continues to integrate new tools and new learnings into our mentorship program. So for those of you who have been in the program recently, AI has become a major feature of the topics that we cover during the course of the program. We are also hoping to further expand so that mentorship, our global mentorships, can be offered to larger audiences and larger scale. So for example, we would love to be able to offer this mentorship program to a whole classroom of students. Not only, there's certainly a lot of value from that one-on-one mentorship, and we will always continue to offer that. But we also want to grow to be able to offer the mentorship to larger groups of students at a time to increase the benefits of the program for those who could really benefit from what it covers. Our global world is continually grows and continually evolves. And there are our communities, our institutions, our companies are going to be even more globally connected. So I think for a lot of the students who participate in the GMI mentorship program, they're already ahead of so many of their peers when it comes to adopting that global mindset that, again, helps them adapt and grow and change and, be successful in a world that is globally connected, will become even more globally connected.
Yeah, that's really true. I think we'll go to the panelists just briefly. How are you now using what you learned to mentor or support others in your community? And also, you can combine the two questions. What's one thing you wish more young people knew, professionals knew about building meaningful mentor relationships? I think we can start with Abigail.
Thank you, Ivy. For the first question, which is what I have learned and how I am using it to support my community. Personally, most of the skills I have learned from GMI, I use them in Audacious in making it a safe space for techies to grow. So those skills, I apply them mostly at Audacious, and I also use them when I volunteer for events and programs, and I also share those skills when I am invited to share my knowledge through webinars such as this one. For the other question, which is what I wish more young professionals knew about building meaningful mentorship relationships, I'd say it's something that Ivy had mentioned earlier. Mentorship is more about it's a two-way street. It's a two-way relationship. It's like communication. You don't focus on what you get. You also focus on what you bring. So when you enroll for that mentorship, ensure that you bring your curiosity, ensure that you are open-minded, ensure that you are consistent and accountable, because accountability is very important, especially when you apply for those sessions. Yes. And then also ensure that you show up, because these sessions are meant to assist you to grow in your career. So show up and ask thoughtful questions. Those are some of the insights I can share. Also, don't focus on the misconceptions that come with mentorship, such as people say that mentorship is for those who don't have an idea or what they want to do. No, mentorship is for everyone. It is supposed to help you to become a version of yourself that you dream of becoming. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Sandra?
So for me, everything I learned, so I support mostly my friends who maybe through recommending GMI to them and also posting about GMI. But I also help, like in terms of, so right now, most of my friends are in the same situation that I'm in. We're now starting out in our careers, so I offer my knowledge. And then one thing I wish people knew about mentorship is that, just like Abigail said, it's a two-way street. You give, you get, but through giving as well. And you show up authentically, you be genuine, be authentic, be yourself. It prevents that relationship from being ingenuine, but also respecting people's time and boundaries. If you are not able to show up for your session, it helps to communicate early in advance. And because, as Christine mentioned, these are people who are volunteering, but they also have a really busy life. And then I'd also say to define your goals, to define your why you want the mentorship, what you aim to get out of it. And it will help you kind of gain a sense of direction and to have a purpose. And yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. I think that is very well put. This question is just short for Monica, really short. If you had to summarize your GMI experience in one word or phrase, what will it be and why?
Hello, thank you again for the chance to answer this question. If I will summarize my experience in one word, I think I'd just go with empowering, because I wasn't just getting advice from my mentor. It's like I had someone in my corner who gave me the tools that I needed to see how good my future can look for myself. So the kind of support that I have gotten from my mentor is priceless. So I would urge each and every one of you to apply. And a final word of encouragement from my end to our attendees who are curious but still want to apply. If you're on the fence about this, then I will get it, because I didn't know if I was ready for mentorship or if I really needed it. But one thing that I learned is you don't have to be very perfect to start. If you're willing to grow, especially in your career, then go for it, because GMI will meet you where you are and it will help you to level up in ways that you didn't even imagine. So take that shot. In the future, you will thank you for taking that shot, because it's not just about the 12 sessions you'll have with your mentor and that's it. You can build lasting relationships with the mentor that you get. As you've had, Sandra, in as much as she's graduated from GMI, she's still able to meet up with her mentor once a month. So this is someone that you can carry for life, and someone that can also connect you to other people that are within your reach, because you can see the global aspect of this mentorship. Most, if not all of us who have shared our experiences, have mentors who are not in Kenya. My mentor is a sustainability engineer in Luxembourg. So you see, if she knows someone in Nairobi that we can connect with, that is relevant to where I want to go in life, she'd be very happy to share that connection with me. So yeah, it's also good in terms of that. So if you want to apply, there's good things in store for you. So I'd urge you all, at the end of this call, fill in the form, submit your application. And one thing that GMI is so good at is responding. Whatever concern you may have, whatever question you may have, don't just think that if you send an email, it's going to disappear. No. All our emails that we have sent are answered, all of them. So in case you have any questions or concerns, especially with the group that's from Form 4 and they're still applying, when you get rejected, as Christine has already said, that is not the end of the road. You can still get back to them, explain your situation, and they will be able to accommodate you. Yeah, so I think that's all I'd have to end with. Back to you, Ivy.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think that was very well put. And I really also loved their communication. They'll never ghost you. Let me just tell you the truth. They'll never ghost you. So yeah, so you can just reach out to them. The links have been put on the chat. We'll also send them through the blast emails that will come after this, that with the emails that you used to register for this event. So I'll invite Christine for any last words to our attendees or anything as we close.
Yes, I don't think I can add anything more than the great information that the other participants have already shared. But thank you again for the opportunity to be here. I think one of the best things you can get out of the mentorship is to know that there is someone who is supportive of you, who wants to help you reach your career goals, and who wants to, be a cheerleader in your corner for the rest of your career. So thank you again.
Thank you so much, Christine. This is so like this is amazing. We had actually planned this. I think when was that? I think that was almost like 2 months ago, and I got connected to you, and we're really grateful for the time that you spared to come and talk to us and share your journey, share about GMI, which is really changing. Honestly, it's changing lives out here and building lasting relationships. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you also to our panelists, Sandra, Abigail, and by extension, Monica, Jean, in absentia. I think she's left. Thank you so much to all our attendees, almost 100 plus. Thank you so much. We apologize. We did not expect this turnout to be over 100, so we had to have another link. But thank you so much. Yeah, I think we've come to the end of the session. I'll invite anyone with any question to Christine just for like 2 minutes before she leaves. Okay, I don't think anyone has a question.
All right.
Okay,
so
thank you so
much, everyone.
Pardon?
Did I pronounce that correctly? Usiku Muena?
Oh, yeah,
Muena?
Usiku Mwema. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. It was really correct. Thank you. Yeah. Usiku
You're too
Mwema.
kind.
Yeah. Good night. Thank you to everyone. So for our attendees, we have a game, but I'm just sharing the GMI screen so you know what you'll need. So this is the link that she shared. So you can just go here and start your Mentee application. It will take you to a different tab and generally just apply. Yeah, it's that simple. So here's the application. I will not apply, but this is just for demonstration purposes. Yeah. So just apply and good luck. Make sure you leave the right information. Make sure you leave the right information here, like especially the email, so your email does not get lost. And good luck. I wish you guys all the best. Yeah. So I think from there I'll hand over to Monica and Jean for the quiz session. Thank you so much, Christine, again to all our attendees and panelists. Thank you. This was such an amazing session. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks so much, Ivy, for leading the session. It was very nice. And thank you to our panelists, Sandra and Abigail, for coming to share your experience with the rest of the attendees. Thank you so much. So we're going to be getting into the game segment of our webinars. This is how we always end our webinars. The winners get to have cash prizes. I'm sure we even have our winners from our last webinar. Right, Ivy Washaria, I welcome you back to close the meeting.
Congratulations to the top 3. Thank you, Betty. Congratulations to the top 3. Today was very different. Today is very different. Make sure you send the screenshot to Geek-Ssters@outlook.com. It's here on the chat. Let me send it again. So iko hapo. If you have any questions, that's the same email to use. Just email us. For example, those in high school who want to hear more about software engineering can just ask us through that email. Yeah, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night. We hold these sessions most Thursdays. So check out our LinkedIn, Geek-Ssters, our TikTok and Instagram as well. For Be Audacious, check out our channel and our WhatsApp channel and our WhatsApp group. Yeah. So the links are here. Just a minute. They're here. So those are our links. Be Audacious WhatsApp channel, WhatsApp group link, LinkedIn, YouTube. We're also on YouTube, by the way. We had an AIML series, so if you missed that, you can go watch it. And also for Geek-Stars, we are on LinkedIn. If you're a lady and would like to know about Geek-Stars, email us at geekstars@outlook.com. So yeah, that is mostly open to ladies. Yeah. Yeah, the links are on the chat. Thank you so much for joining. It was wonderful. Thank you for turning up. It was like really good. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, and have yourselves a wonderful night.